Okay, for this next video, we're going to go over the Schedule E-1. So Schedule E-1 is part of the Schedule E. So Schedule E-1 is used to disclose taxes paid, accrued, or deemed paid on E&P of that foreign corporation. Okay, so if we look at our required information chart here, see when is this required, we can see here these two line items. They are separately stated. We have Schedule E and then Schedule E-1. Right, included with a separate Schedule E. So when is the E-1 included? E-1 is required when we have 1A, 1B, or a 4, 5A, 5B filer, right? So if we have one of those types of category of filers, then we need to include the E-1 schedule. Now, similar to the last video that we just watched on Schedule E, E-1 is going to be blank, right? So in this example, the fact pattern we're working with, the foreign corporation doesn't have any foreign taxes paid or accrued in the Cayman Islands or any other jurisdiction for that matter, nor do they have any lower tier subs that would be passing up PTEP and any kind of foreign taxes paid. So for those same reasons, in the last video, this tutorial is going to be quite straightforward and very brief because these are going to be zero balances. But I still want to go over the E-1 schedule and some of the relevant columns and line items here. So again, E-1, this is going to be used to effectively allocate the foreign taxes paid across the different types of income that are passing through this company. So when we complete part one up here, we have the taxes paid or accrued directly or the foreign taxes paid. So for example, if we have taxes paid directly, we'd have an item here in column L, right? So column L is the US dollar equivalent of all the totals here. So line line 5, column L will be the amount we're working with. And then what we would do down here on E-1 is allocate those taxes paid on line 5L across the different types of income groups. And so we have 5 columns here, right? So the taxes are related to, we have column A, Subpart F, B, tested income, that's the guilty income, column C, residual, D for suspended taxes, and then column E is the last one here, but there's a lot of sub-columns in there. So column E, would be over here on this side next to suspended, but because it's got so many additional categories, we have column E, you can see here, taxes related to previously taxed E&P or PTEP, and then column E is broken out into all these subcategories. So to the extent you have foreign taxes paid that are being allocated across one of these income groups, and so in our case, we do have Section 951 A1A PTEP, but again, we didn't have any foreign taxes paid. So if this was a Subpart F income inclusion, we would have, and we did have foreign taxes paid at the company level. We might see some taxes up here in column L, and then because of the PTEP inclusion, we would see a portion of those taxes that were allocated to the U.S. person that would be stated here in column X, right? So X would be the 951A1A PTEP. Now this form should be completed after you complete Schedule Q. So Schedule Q is used to break out those different types of income groups. So for these line items, it's kind of it's a bit pointless for me to go through these without some actual number examples, so I won't bore you with more of these details for this video. I will, of course, like the other scheduled tutorials I've done, I will have more complex examples that do have taxes that are being paid at the company level and are being passed up to the shareholders or allocated across these different types of schedules here. So I'll put some links in the video or in the description below for some more complicated examples when I have those videos posted. But for purposes of this example, because again, we have no foreign taxes paid or deemed paid or accrued, these line items here can simply all just be blank. So that'll cover it for E-1, this tutorial, and let's go ahead and move on to the next one.